Good morning. Good morning. Joshua, the producer here.
The assistant producer, because the real one isn't here.
All right. Let me find the thing because StreamYard gave us a notification. You know how it's nice when we can normally see people's comments up here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just says Facebook user, and they're trying to figure out how to fix that. So, not that you can see on this teeny tiny phone, but
well, somebody's saying howdy.
So let's see.
And I don't
it's
know.
Tony.
Tony, of course. I should have known. I thought somebody says howdy. Who is that?
She probably said more like howdy. I hope you're not in too much pain, Tony. Get your tooth fixed so you can come back and figure out all the technical stuff. Although I think I did all right.
So far, so good.
Good morning, everybody. So, all right, we can look on here. Cindy, Angelina, Jody, Janice, Ann, Louise.
Good morning to all of you.
Mary.
Oh, my goodness.
Mary, the sewing machine winner who hasn't picked up her sewing machine.
Which one did she get?
She wanted the Burnett, the B37.
I can't wait for her to tell me how she likes that once she gets it.
Yeah, it's a great little thing. Good morning, Maria. All right. Good morning, Bonnie on YouTube. Let's see. Denise on Instagram. Tony is also on Instagram. I'm going to switch back over. I'll go ahead and preemptively say good morning, Mom, on Instagram. She usually jumps on. Good morning, Christy. All right, it's a party. What are you guys all from work today or something?
It's Veterans Day.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for bringing this amazing quilt. Now, is this a new?
No.
Yeah.
No, this is.
I love it though.
I made it a couple of years ago. I thought everybody should have a patriotic quilt for patriotic days. So.
No, I love it. That's great. So yes, thank you to all the veterans. Happy Veterans Day. If you're not working today, it looks like it's going to be beautiful outside.
That's right.
But you should definitely come in and see us at either Palm Coast or St. Augustine because we got some exciting stuff, and I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, great way to spend your Veterans Day. And we have several veterans in our quilting community right here, and so
a lot actually.
Yeah. So we really want to not only say hello to you, but thank you for the sacrifices that you have made.
Yeah.
In order to keep our country free.
Absolutely. And just to show you a little bit of thanks from what we can do, we're doing 15% off all fabric for veterans and family members as well.
Okay.
Why not? And then 10% off of notions and patterns and accessories and books and all the other stuff and gadgets that are around the store. So come in, hang out with us, and take advantage of that. So we're going to do that all day today. And we are open normal hours, 10 to 5.
Okay, come take advantage of that.
That's right. And good morning, Wendy, Diane, Martha. All right. Good morning to everybody. Too many people to keep track of. I love it. Ginger on YouTube says good and then morning. Isn't that nice? Little sunset, a sunrise.
How cute is that?
All right. So my sticky note has got a handful of things on it. So we're gonna dive in. But before we do so, Tony, you'll be proud. Thumbs up and hearts. That's right. And share with a friend. When you guys hit, it's amazing. And we'll actually watch the numbers. Look, right now it says 18 just on what we see here. Hit the like, the thumbs up, and then hit the hearts and share it with a friend and watch this number go beep, 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 beep.
Awesome.
Because not everybody sets their alarm and gets notifications when Joann and I are live. So there we go. Look at them. Boom. Good morning, Rosalind, Linda, everybody. Awesome. So, okay. Veterans Day special is today. 15% off of fabric, 10% off of all the notions and all the other gadgets and accessories. If you need feet, everybody needs a foot, quarter-inch foot, free motion
for
foot.
your machine. We don't have any extras.
Yeah, presser foot, I should have said, right?
That's right.
Walking foot for your machine.
For your machine.
That's right. We got to clarify. Come in and hang out with us. And that is at both stores, by the way. So going forward, as we have kind of sales, unless I specify this is at this store only, just consider it all of Cut Up and Sew, which is 2 locations.
Okay.
That way I don't have to repeat myself.
We are one.
I know. Now, what I'm going to have to do is remember to, I need to call them and tell them about this sale because we just kind of came up with that.
Good. It would be good for them to know.
Right. All right. So Black Friday. Now, I kind of hinted about it. You've probably seen some posts coming up. It's pretty exciting. It's kind of bittersweet. I used to love that Black Friday was one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't love waking up at 4 a.m., but there was some suspense, that you turn on the light before the sun's up and you're just waiting.
It was a lot more exciting.
I know. I was never one that waited in line and did the whole bum rush, the Best Buys. That's crazy. Stampedes.
Yeah.
Like those days are over. But we, in our little vacuum shop, did have people lining up, and that was kind of fun.
Really?
Yeah. I've talked about it before. 6 a.m. People I'm like, whoa, they really want a vacuum deal.
They really want one.
So,
it's
no longer that one day. So our Black Friday technically starts today. Again, both shops. And I went a little crazy. So up to 50% off.
You realize it's not Friday, right?
I know. That's why the term Black Friday. And last year we did Purple Monday. Well, today's Monday. I guess we should have gone with that. But people know Black Friday, and they know now it just means sales. They're already shopping on Amazon deals. And,
yeah, I guess you got to get ahead of the Amazon stuff. Huh?
Well, luckily, Amazon doesn't sell the same quality of stuff we have.
True.
So there's
Remember
no
that.
competition.
That's right. Remember that.
That's right. Morning, Chuck. Possibly Chuck.
My husband.
I assume that was Chuck.
Yes,
hey, hubby.
it is.
You called to listen to me talk. Or he heard sales.
He did. And he only watches for you because he thinks you're amusing.
That's hilarious. I amuse myself, so I'm glad somebody else is with me. Good morning, Chuck. Okay, up to 50% off, and I can 100% say we do have a good amount of machines that are actually 50% off.
Really?
Yeah. So I know a lot of times people see the little up to and they go, yeah, right. You got one machine. It's it's a marketing ploy. No, not this time. We got some really amazing deals from the manufacturers, and we're just passing that forward. So I'm gonna name a couple of machines because honestly, my list is too long, and I'm not allowed to tell you the pricing here because I'll get in trouble. But I can say 50% off, and then some are 40%, and we've got 30% on AccuQuilt, 30% on Caterpillar, 20% or more on Aero cabinets.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
That is awesome.
Bernina 770 CAFE edition.
Really?
Bernina 570 CAFE edition. Bernina 480. Bernina 475 CAFE edition. Janome 9410. TravelMate 16. I love this little machine. There's also a 16, there's a 30, a 50, and a 200 now, and they're all TravelMates, which means they're really good for retreats, travel machines. I mean, it's in the title. They're really well made, but they're light enough that you can transport them. And this is like kind of the entry level mechanical one.
And this is Janome?
Yes, ma'am. And then from the way up, or as you go up a little bit in price, you get more stitches. And then obviously the 200 has 200 stitches and they're computerized and they're awesome. So come in and see these. I got a whole box.
Wow.
It's like what do they call that? It's a stack
tower.
A tower. Oh. Right. Baby Lock Flare, Baby Lock Allegro. I'm going to say that again. 12 inches of throat space, under $1,500. Doesn't exist anywhere except in that machine.
Now, my husband wants you to know that I can't listen.
Earmuffs. Chuck, don't worry. Joann McQueen Lamb, don't ever think about it. That's great. That's too funny. Allegro. Did I mention Allegro? Baby Lock Victory. Baby Lock Sergers. Hello. Victory. Celebrate. I've got one 55th anniversary serger left that has the wave stitch. Amazing prices. So the Black Friday sale starts today and goes until either A, we run out of the machines because we only have so many of each one.
So just what you have here in stock.
There's a couple that I can special order, but for the most part, we are blowing out what we have because we ordered them for the Black Friday special. So they gave us really good deals. So I don't think I can order more and get the same price. I doubt.
Okay, now I have a question.
Yes.
I know that St. Augustine just sells the Bernina and the Baby Lock. Is that correct?
Correct.
So if you're looking at some of the Janome machines, make sure you come here to Palm Coast.
Thank you for pointing that out.
And Palm Coast has everything.
That's right. Now, to be fair, we're still in the early stages. So I don't have all of those Berninas that I just listed. I technically don't have in the store right today. I can get them here.
Okay.
No problem. We are an authorized dealer, period, of Bernina, Baby Lock, and Janome. We just technically can't put Janomes in St. Augustine.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it's political, but you guys know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Berninas and the Baby Locks and the Janomes will be in Palm Coast.
Right.
It's just we only have so much space, so I can't put all of them. So we're still going to call like St. Augustine the Bernina headquarters, and this the Baby Lock and Janome headquarters, and then we'll sprinkle a little bit in each place. Does that make sense? Who makes the Travel Mate? Travel Mate. Those are Janome machines. And before I jump off, I'll wheel a chair over so you can see the new ones that just came out. And it's the Travel Mate 50, the Travel Mate 200. They're fantastic. 25-year warranty. I mean, they're really well-made machines, and the whole point is a price point for people who don't need another big machine, but they like a good quality machine that they can transport with them.
And if you've got one of those big machines that's hard to get from your home to a class, it's nice to have something smaller to work with.
And they're smart. They put the word travel in it. Travel Mate. I mean, it's great. Also, I'm sorry to cut you off. It's a really good entry-level machine for somebody just starting out. Children, beginner sewers, somebody who doesn't want a lot of bells and whistles, somebody whose Kenmore finally bit the dust and they're like, I don't want those computers. Hey, this is mechanical, very easy to use.
Okay. And what I'm understanding is that with the Travel Mate, it's like one is Travel Mate 50 and the other is Travel Mate 200. The number has to do with the number of stitches that you have.
Exactly.
Okay.
16 stitches, 30 stitches, and so on.
Okay.
Yeah. Very smart.
All right.
I think that was the only question I saw. Good morning, Ellen and Betsy. So anyway, all right. That list was pretty long. Give us a call if you have questions. Definitely those Berninas that I mentioned at the very beginning. I'm just going to say, whoa. And everything comes with a bundle. So we really kind of went a little bit crazy, but honestly, we got such a good deal that why not?
Why not?
It's Black Friday month.
That's right.
And I think we're basically going to, I was starting to say it's going to run until most likely like Small Business Saturday, but we could be out of machines by then. So until they're gone for the most part, but Small Business Saturday, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, we'll do something a little different. And then there's Cyber Monday, and we're going to have our first ever online sale. I'm going to try to do some online selling.
We are such a shop.
What a shop. Moving up in the world.
That's right.
Well, let's hope that we can pull that off. We've never done that, but it'll be fun. It'll just be like this, except we're selling you stuff at crazy good prices because it's Cyber Monday. And then there's Giving Tuesday, which I just learned about, where I see this is new to me. This is right up our alley. I mean, Tony told me about it. So we're going to find a charity and make sure we do that as well.
Oh, awesome. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Isn't this the best shop?
Best shops.
Shops.
Now we say plural. Okay, speaking of charity, Dress a Girl is November 16th. That is this Saturday. So Dress a Girl is our Sewing for Charity party. Just come in. The kits are provided. We just want your time and your expertise. And even if you're a beginner sewer, you can absolutely make these dresses. They're not difficult, and there's people there that can give you instructions.
Yeah.
And if you don't have time to make a full dress, she could give you a kit you could take home and do it, or you can just come in and help press or iron or cut or, just be a part of it. So
yeah. And that's such a great charity.
Yeah. Dress a Girl is really cool. It's, again, I say it every single time. It's sad that these things are needed, but it's amazing the people that come together to do this. Yeah.
It is. It gives those people who have more an opportunity to use it.
I agree. Hey, Joy. Good morning. Speaking of charity, one other thing, and I've been mentioning it, and I think you can see the tree. Look at that. So Seawolf Privateers are doing a pajama drive, I think is what it's called. But the idea is you come and you pick up one of these ornaments, and the ornament will say family number 7, for example. This is a boy whose age is 12, and then it says the size, youth 14. So you take this, you go purchase a new pair of pajamas for them, bring it back with the ornament so we know who it goes with, and you put it underneath the tree.
And there's a date. It has to be back.
Yes, December the 6th.
Okay.
So we don't have a ton of time, but we've got enough time. So next time you're out and about doing what you're doing anyway, just keep these in mind. And honestly, if you are out somewhere and you go, oh shoot, I forgot to grab an ornament, give us a call. We can give you some sizes over the phone, and we can make it easy for you.
Good.
And for those folks in St. Augustine that don't want to come down here, because I don't have this tree in St. Augustine, I could bring some ornaments to St. Augustine very easily.
Very easy.
I'm happy to do so. Another amazing organization that does a lot of stuff for children here locally. So fantastic.
And you know, one of the things I've noticed about Palm Coast is you really do not see, you know, like where I came from in San Diego, you knew there were people who were needy because you saw them all the time.
Yeah.
You don't see them here, but they are definitely here. And, you know, so these needs are definite needs. So obviously,
foster children, displaced children. Yeah, that's not right in our face.
No.
You know, and it doesn't make us bad people for not knowing that. It's just we don't know about it unless organizations like this are bringing it to our attention. And I do feel like we're in a position where we can help, and it doesn't take a lot.
No.
I mean, it's something very simple, very easy, but
simple and
it's
easy,
amazing.
and will be very appreciated by the people who receive it.
100%. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Also coming up, still got some time, but Shop Hop. Yeah, this is the fun one. So this is the Pattern Parade, the 2025 North Florida Shop Hop, January 18th through the 25th. This is your local quilt shop, which is what I call it, which is nice. And it still says Bees on there because we couldn't break the news when they were printing these. We were trying to keep it a secret. So obviously you guys can put 2 and 2 together. Bees Quilt Shop is actually now St. Augustine's Cut Up and Sew. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shops, and they're all right here. You can hit them all. So it's a pattern parade, though. I love this. Have you ever done a shop hop where they did patterns?
I haven't. It's my favorite thing about this shop.
It's cool.
I love it.
And every shop, even ours, there'll be a different pattern at both of our Cut Up and Sew locations, but you get literally a postcard pattern that will have the quilt for the shop and then the shop's logo, and like it's really cool.
It is.
It's it's an actual pattern, but it's a cool little souvenir too. So I'm excited about this one. So come in and get your passports. This is the actual passport right here, and the price does go up January.
Just remember to put it someplace where you'll find it in January.
That's right. Because somebody's already proven that, hey,
they can get lost.
They can get lost. He hasn't said code word yet. Oh, hold on. Let me write code. Code. Because I will forget. Thank you, whoever brought that up. Oh, Betsy. See, we saved the code word till the very end. At least that's the idea, so that you have to watch the entire show to get the super duper secret code word. And then I forget to tell you the code word. So I wrote it down. It's on my note.
Okay, so you'll remember it at the end. Because I won't remember.
And if not, our moderator, Diane, make sure you let us know. It looks like Betsy's on top of it as well. Okay. And good morning, Debbie. Okay, cool. Let's see. Next, it says tree pajama. We did that. Shop hop. We did that. Fabric.
My favorite part.
So what's funny, and this is another Moda line that just came in. Joann goes, didn't we show this last week? It actually, what's funny about it looks nothing like the line that we showed last week, but they came in at the same time, so you scared me.
Oh.
So we'll wait and see if Tony goes, no, we already did show this, but I definitely didn't show it.
Well, I know we didn't show this.
Well, then let's start with that one.
Start with the one I love.
So this is the Moda line.
Now make sure I'm doing this so that they can really appreciate the...
Let's see if you tilt it just a little bit. So this is a white on white pretty much, and go a little bit closer. It's kind of hard to see that one. It's a really cool floor. You'll actually be able to see the print and another one of these, but it is a white on white with this print here. So you can show them.
Okay. That. So I'm showing you this. This is a cream color background, which is so hard to find these days. So if you're looking for cream color, here it is.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right. It's not a white on white. Is it? Is it white or is it cream?
Well, the imaging here is white. Background is a little.
The background is a little bit cream. Yeah.
So, and I love that.
And show them that because that's the actual print that she just showed in a different colorway. And this is a Moda line called Field of Flowers.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love this.
I'm amazed at you. This is like something I love.
Hold on. I think that was a backhanded compliment. I'm surprised that you picked something that I love. You can go up a little bit higher. There you go.
Some things I have to think about loving.
But see, for me, it's that piece that you're holding right there. That's why I got the line, because those colors
are gorgeous.
Are incredible together.
These are actually complementary colors, so it's really kind of neat to see that.
I know.
Okay.
It's awesome.
This is just the turquoise and white, and then more of a navy or whatever this color is. I would have said navy too. And so that's beautiful with the leaves.
Yeah, and this is the other one that the contrast of these colors are just
Beautiful
incredible.
colors.
Look at that.
And just look at that, and this fabric is here, not up there.
No, it's here in Palm Coast. Yeah.
But it's not up in.
No, it's not.
So, but if you're looking for colors to go with this, let's say this is just a wonderful piece of fabric that has so much color selection that if you wanted something that was more solid or something that more red is a solid, you could easily find grunges and different colors that will go with these. It just gives you a great palette to work from.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So this line is at the Palm Coast location. We are going to make sure that we try to keep different fabric selections, fabric options at each store. So
this is the same as
it's the same as the teal one and the navy, I think.
Okay.
Well, no, it's different actually.
Yeah, it's not the same as the navy,
different print.
but it definitely has this more teal color if you're looking for something that's more teal appealing.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker. Just set these.
I was wondering where I could put these.
Okay. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, we're still here.
Just set it on the ground.
Okay.
That good?
It'll be fine. Okay.
Yeah, I love that line. And it came in at the exact same time as the last time I think we showed the one that had the two pieces that had the 30% linen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did.
And they were way more of actually similar to our Cut Up and Sew logo colors.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a Florida vibe, a little bit more toned down. These are pretty bright. I mean, yeah, these are awesome. I'm seeing applique. What, this one here? Well, I didn't have a note to mention that until the end, but since you brought it up, and I'll mention it again. So that fabric is here. It's ready to be cut and to go home with you guys. So come in and grab some. So this applique, I just wanted to show this one more time. Judy Foxwell is teaching this. And the reason I'm showing it is because it's tomorrow and there's still spots open. You guys have asked for applique and we have it. So we want to make sure you don't miss out on the chance to take the class that you requested. And I'm going to read something because I wanted to make sure that I told you exactly what the class was. Let's see. Join our fun and creative applique class. In this hands-on workshop, you'll explore traditional applique methods and dive into 2 modern techniques, all while making a mini wall quilt, which is really cool. Perfect for enhancing any quilt project. Applique can truly make your work sing. I love that.
So some of the things that I see in here are the machine applique is the flower, I guess it is, or whatever, and the leaves are actually machine appliqued around here. So you can learn some of that edge stitching that you need to applique. Also, and you see that also in here. Also, there's some thread painting in here, and I don't know if she's going to include that in the class at all, but it is there. And the other thing that I see, and I'm hoping she's going to put that in there, are these circle, kind of the rainbow sort of thing that goes around the outside, which looks kind of fun, just sort of a decorative stitch from your machine.
Yeah, so, I think you're going to get to do all of this. You're going to get to play and you're going to explore. She said 2 modern techniques. So I think it's always cool when you take a class that has a specific technique for a couple of reasons. I like to see a new technique to decide whether or not I'm ever going to do that technique again.
Yeah, it's good.
So a lot of times I'll find a certain technique that I kind of like, but not the whole thing, and I'll just adapt that and kind of incorporate that into what I'm doing.
And that's what quilting's all about.
Yeah. Linda, so sad you can't come up. I know, but hey, you know what? We're not going anywhere, and Judy isn't either. So this is the first one that we've had in a little bit. I'm sure we can offer an applique class again soon, especially in St. Augustine.
That's right.
But this one is here in Palm Coast, and it's tomorrow. So go to cutupandsew.com and register now, ASAP.
Okay.
And it says I'm going to talk about that as a reminder at the very end. So look at that timing. Not bad.
Good job.
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad at all.
So it's me?
The floor is yours.
Okay. I'm excited now. I love being the center of attention. Okay, so last week we talked about fussy cutting, and I showed you how to take a piece of fabric and to make a little template the size that you wanted to cut the size you wanted to fussy cut your fabric into. Lay it on here, mark the corners, cut it out 1/4 of an inch past the corner, past your marking, and then you have a little fussy cut piece. And so here is my little fussy cut piece. Oh, it's up there.
Yeah, you're showing the computer.
Yes, it's your computer. Look.
There's the little fussy cut.
There's my little fussy cut zebra. And I promised you when I showed you that last week that I would show you a way of making this, of turning this into a quilt. So when I really thought about this as I was working on it this week, this is really sort of a beginner's design your own quilt technique. So so we're going to take this little square and we're going to
I'm gonna play Tony here.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit.
So we're going to take our square here and we're going to make it into a block. And this is a very basic block. This is called it can be called an economy block, or it can be called a 12 triangle block. So we're going to start by putting.
I don't need to show any of this, right?
No.
I can just keep it on the board.
We're going to put triangles on either side. And one of the things that you can do to make sure that your triangle is centered is you can make a little fold through the center of your block. So I'm going to place my triangle right there so it's centered on there. And I'm going to sew one on this side and one on this side. Now you may be asking yourself, well, how do I know how big to cut that triangle? Well, online, and this is a sample of one, but online there are all kinds of charts, quick reference charts on how to cut side setting and corner setting triangles. And these would be considered corner setting triangles. And it's very important that you cut the correct one, because what you're looking for is to cut down on your bias. And if you take a square, just a square of fabric, and you cut it diagonally once, then you end up with the straight edges on your outside and the bias on the inside, so that your block will stay straight. So now we have two triangles sewn on, and your block will look much like this. Am I still in the picture?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
I was just going to do this real fast just so they can see.
So there are your two triangles sewn on, and they're pressed toward the triangle, not towards your fussy cut center. So then I've already folded this so that there's a little line here. So now I can put my next triangles on and center them because I have that line there, and I'm going to sew those on. So now I have what you would consider a square and a square, or the beginning of the economy block. So we have this little block, and here is my first one all ready. And I've sewn all my triangles on.
Just because I'm here.
Okay.
I think they can see it okay, but I figured why not.
So I've sewn all my triangles on, but you can see that now I have to figure out how to trim this down and get it nice and even edges along the edge. So if you look at Creative Grids rulers, not all of them have it, so you have to make sure you're buying one that has it. But and you may already have these if you have Creative Grids rulers, you will see that there is two black lines, 45-degree angles
these here?
That come together at 1/4 of an inch away from the edge. Exactly.
This triangle here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So this one and that one.
Okay. So that is exactly what you need to trim your block. So you're going to put that 45-degree line with the 1/4 inch on the where your center block comes together. So now if I cut right along here, I'm going to have 1/4 of an inch away from the from the corner. And I'm going to have a straight line because these 45-degree lines here have lined up with the sewing lines on my triangles. So that gives me a straight 45-degree line with a perfect 1/4 inch so that when I sew these together or I sew the next row on, it's gonna fall right in the correct place. So you just go all the way around, trimming all the way around.
Let me see it again. I know there was a little bit of a glare there, guys, but basically you can see the, if you hold it upside down. Oh, hold on. Right up here is where she was talking about. And most of you have probably seen the Creative Grids rulers before.
Yeah, and Creative Grids ruler are almost my favorite ruler, but they're the only ones that have this marking on them. I have not been able to find this marking on any other ruler. It's also nice for if you don't have block locks. It is also a great way to trim up flying geese and anything that comes together with this kind of point. So this is just a very great multi-use ruler. So now here I have the block that it's all trimmed out, and you can see there's this nice little perfect 1/4 inch away from the block itself. So I know everything's going to come together nicely. But you can also see how that center little fussy cut piece is at an angle, and maybe I don't want them at an angle. Maybe I want to straighten them out. So I'm going to
Sorry, I'm playing Vanna here.
It's okay. So now I'm going to put the outside on and the outside block. So I'm going to take this fabric and I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did before. I'm going to center that triangle. I'm going to sew it onto here, and I'm going to sew it onto the opposite side. I like to sew them on opposite sides and first, and then do the remaining 2 sides, the opposite ones there too. It will go together much more smoothly. So then I have this all put together, and I have a block. And here is the final block. So my color choices for this block came from each one of these little zebras has a little stripe in it that is a color stripe. So I chose the first set of colors by whatever the center block was, the center stripe was. And then I wanted something, this is clearly a black and white sort of thing, but it's sort of a children's thing. So I didn't want a real hard black there. So I chose this black, which was a little less, which was still a black and white fabric, but it was a little less, it wasn't as strong a color.
I love this. And there you can see the little stripe. Well, does the camera pick that up? Yeah, kind of, but there's that lime green stripe right there. And you know me, I love anything where it's black and white with spots of color. That contrast is so cool.
That's right. And it really allows you to.
Yeah. Real fast. So Linda, you might have to get one. Not a problem. We got them. Good morning, Melanie. I see you said we need them in St. Augustine. So yeah, we haven't even dove into that yet, but the rulers. So anything that you see here, if we don't have it in one of the other stores, we can absolutely make that happen. And Melanie will definitely bring some there.
Yeah, I try and make sure that when I demonstrate stuff, that if we don't have it, I know it's something that we can get.
Right.
So you always make sure you understand that. So now you're at a point where you're thinking, so what do I do now? What happens? Where do I do? I don't have a pattern to tell me what to do, but this is your opportunity to make some different decisions. And the biggest question you should ask yourself when you're faced with this sort of thing is, what if I did this? So my first thought was, what if I just put a full block of the zebras right in here and just alternated blocks with this block with a bigger piece of the zebra? Well, that's a perfectly acceptable option, and you could do that and it'll look really fine and it'd be fun. So you could start there. That would be one option. One of my favorite things to do, I do it all the time. I keep thinking it's really boring. I should stop doing it, but it's still very successful. The other thing you can do is sashing in cornerstone. Now I like sashing in cornerstone, and actually you could do this. You could put them together like this. And if you use different backgrounds, that would probably look good, interesting, because you'd have at least 2 different colors coming together here. But that would not be my favorite because I don't like having to get these 2 seams together. And so
Right.
I avoid putting seams together at all costs. So here it is. My favorite thing to do is sashing and cornerstone. So I'm putting a sashing between each one of those. I chose a 2-inch because the blocks are not that big. And I wanted to, so I didn't want to overpower. Where are the blocks? I didn't want to overpower the blocks with the sashing. So I have that. Now I particularly like using cornerstones, and a cornerstone is where you have your sashing coming together. You put a different color, and I like to use that cornerstone because it gives an extra snap of color to go with your piece. There's a little stack of stuff. Oh, here it is. So one of the things I could do.
We'll say which color to choose, though. You know.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is what color to choose? So you could just put a black in here, and it would go with that, and it would make this nice little. It would make a nice little cornerstone there, and it would go with the rest of the quilt, and that would be fine. That's a perfectly good option. Or you could make all those cornerstones different and take the colors that you used here and put them as cornerstones there. So there's another what if question. What if I put different color cornerstones here? What if I put sashing? What if I did these things? And so all of those what ifs have now turned into this block. Now there's one more what if. What if
you could find something that incorporates all the colors too and tie it all that
Yes, you could. And I did not bring that option here.
Well, that's a tough one to get, to be honest with you, but I'm just spitballing.
And that would be fun. It would take a little bit more thought. You'd have to really lay out your quilt. But what Josh is suggesting is so that when you these colors go in through here. So, but then there's one more question.
But wait, there's more.
That's right. But wait, there's more. And that is a good question. So have you gotten to a point where you like what you've done and it's complete, or is there something else you can do? Well, thank you. There is. So one of the things that you could do is you could put a little triangle on the corner of each of your blocks. And now you have a secondary pattern. So you have your design with this, and now by putting these triangles here, you have a secondary design of a little, I think it's a shoe fly block that goes right here. And it gives you a little bit different look.
What a cool effect, by the way. As you're putting it together, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? That's what I do love about quilting is just depending on how you arrange it, you get the look that,
you can just.
That's such a cool effect.
So now my what if question ends up with, what if I just stop right here? And I'm happy with it stopped right here. This is about how it's going to look when I'm finished with this. But you can see where this was all done without a pattern. I did use the chart here so that I could, the quick reference chart on how to figure out these triangles. But I could have made this any size. I could have made that center. I could have used a block where it was a perfect little 2-inch block in the center and worked from there. Or I could have used a block in the center that was 5 inches and worked from there. And the only thing that is different there is it affects the overall size of your block.
I assume I can tell them where you got that.
Yes,
right?
You can.
So, because Barbara, I saw it on there. She got this one at allpeoplequilt.com, and it's just called a quick reference chart, setting triangles and setting squares.
Mm-hmm. So, I see. Oh no, I think that's it. The other thing is, so with this one, because the center of the design is so simple with just the zebra and stars and swooshes. That's why I wanted to keep the outside fairly simple. However, if I were using cape facet fabrics, I might use a cape in the center here, but I could either fussy cut it or just use whatever they've got. Put my setting triangles in, And then instead of doing the sashing and cornerstone, that's one place where I would take one of his fabrics and put it in the center there. And so that this would be sort of more K facet oriented fabric.
Right.
I might do the same thing with the fabrics that we showed today, where some of those you could actually fussy cut their flowers and then work from that flower to the outside using their fabrics, and then use one of the overall prints to go here. So, like I said, this is a beginning point for how to design your own quilt, and it's a great place to start. I know that I started thinking about this a couple of weeks ago when somebody came into the shop while I was teaching a class, and she said, "I want to show you a quilt that I want you to teach." And so I looked at it, and as I looked at it, I thought, this is this block.
Oh, cool.
And so you can see how easily that would come together and what an easy quilt it would be to make.
This is fantastic. Do you guys have any questions on that before I jump back over there and stop playing cameraman here? I see a bunch of comments. People love that. I agree. I think it's awesome. It's really cool when you just break it down something, because it is simple, but it's when it's laid out, it just makes so much more sense.
It does. And the basic block, if you've made a quilt and you're pretty accurate on your 1/4 inch seams and you're accurate on your cutting, and even the cutting is not that difficult here. This is not a complex quilt to make. So a beginning quilter, this is something that would be easy for them to tackle.
Love it. Hopefully the camera work wasn't too shoddy there, you guys. I think I was able to see everything, which was great. So great instructions. I love this. And Leah, I saw your comment. It's because you have wonderful taste. She said I was about to type the same thing that I suggested. All right, let's make sure. That was very helpful. Joann, what is the black and white fabric if it's still available? This one. The outside.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is something that I bought in California, so it's at least 4 years old. Not something that I think you can find. I've seen similar fabrics. The zebras were initially a Tula pink.
The zebras are Tula for sure,
right?
But that kind of sketchy black and white print is really cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
And I've seen things that are similar too. So, just look in the black and white sections of your favorite fabric store.
Cut up and sew.
Cut up and sew. So you'll find something along those lines where it's not quite so concentrated the color.
Fantastic. All right. She said it was great camera work.
Oh, good.
That was Tony.
Well, she would know.
She may just be being nice. Yeah. You do have the zebras. Jody, I'm sure you have the zebras.
And the other thing is, for this fabric, you can see where I chose fabric that I already had. In order to get these colors, I came and bought them here because I wanted to work with some batiks. It's always easier when you're designing your own quilt, just as a thought, as you're thinking about it, it's always easier to go to the batiks and try and match your batiks with whatever you're using.
Yeah.
I learned that. I went to a estate sale of a woman who had died, but she was evidently an internationally known quilter, a designer, a writer of books and everything. And they were selling all of her fabric. Vast majority of it was batik.
Wow.
And it really taught me that if you're wanting to design, if that's the line, that's where you're thinking of going, batiks are easy to work with.
A lot of movement, a lot of colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of movement, a lot
But
of
Sam said something. She said right there, this is why a stash is so important. And you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
And Leah posted the link in the comments. I'm not sure what link, possibly to that cheat sheet.
Oh, yes. And the cheat sheet is easily found on Google. You can Google setting triangles. It'll come right up.
It'll pop up. Awesome. Well, thank you, Joann. That was fantastic. And they loved it.
Good.
Which is great. Just make sure, I don't see any other questions popping up. But again, if you watch this back and you're not in real time with us, just do #replay. Feel free to ask your questions because Tony and I will look at this. And if it's a question we don't know the answer to, most likely I don't know the answer to, we'll ask Joann and get back to you. We love the interaction. That's why we do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fantastic. I don't see any other questions, so you did that good of a job,
Okay.
as usual.
Good.
All right, quick reminders. Veterans Day, again, thank you to all the veterans, but if you come in today to either location, 15% off of all fabric, 10% off of notions, patterns, accessories, feet.
Now, is that for veterans only and their families, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Veterans and family members of
Mhm.
veterans. Yes. Today only. And then the Black Friday sale starts today, and this is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Well, you know what? I'm just going to mention a couple again. So just be thinking, if you're doing an early Christmas gift, buying yourself something, or you just want to upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
this is the best pricing for the entire year that I've seen.
Wow.
And I'll be honest with you, we don't have that much more time, so I doubt they're going to be able to beat this one.
That's right.
Bernina 770 Cape Edition, Bernina 570 Cape Edition, 475 Cape Edition, which are very pretty, by the way. I don't know if you've seen the Cape Editions.
Yeah.
Just the cover plate on it. It's really pretty. The entire line of the Travel Mate, the Janome Travel Mate. So if you need a portable machine. And also I think we only have 2 of the Janome 9410s, which is one of their newer machines. It's phenomenal. Janice knows what I'm talking about. Actually, Jeff knows what I'm talking about. Baby Lock Flare for an embroidery only people. The Allegro for the most inexpensive 12-inch throat plate on the market, throat space on the market. And then Baby Lock Sergers, Victory, and Celebrate. And I missed something. Code word. Code word.
Oh, code word. Good
It's
job.
at the top of my Black Friday sales list. Bernina modules. So many people purchase a Bernina machine, and the thing about Bernina is the embroidery module is optional. So many people have purchased a Bernina sewing only machine, but it has the capability of adding embroidery. So for those that have been thinking about tinkering with the embroidery on your Berninas and pretty much 5 series and 7 series machines, you can get a Bernina embroidery module cheaper. I know it's not cheap, it's inexpensive, but it's cheaper than it's ever been. We have way too many. I inherited way too many. So I'm literally almost giving them away. So if you have even the slightest bit of interest, call the St. Augustine shop, talk to somebody over there, and we can get you set up and get you the pricing.
That's right.
Because I can't tell you
and
what
remember,
it is
if you're looking at that and thinking, yeah, but I don't know how to use all that, Melanie is awesome at teaching you how to do that. And she's at the St. Augustine store, and she can tell you everything you need to know about how to transfer your machine into an embroidery machine and how to use it once it's there.
Yep.
Because that can be intimidating.
And if you call today, because Melanie's off, Farron knows what he's talking about too.
Okay.
And so does Gretchen and everybody else. But yeah, you're absolutely. It's amazing. Like, they really know those machines over there. It's wonderful. So much less work for me. Thank you, guys. It's awesome. Okay. So Black Friday sale today. Today, actually, also in St. Augustine is the first day that we have put a sewing studio on the calendar. I don't think anybody signed up, but it's $5. You can go and hang out and just sew and work on projects, and the staff is there to help answer any questions you have. So,
yeah. So my thinking is that if you're up in that area and that sounds good to you, ask some of your friends to come with you, so that you're not going and you're going to be the only person there. Ask somebody to say, let's go sew at Josh's place.
Yeah, and pretty soon it will get to exactly what it is here in Palm Coast, where it's full. So you have to register in advance. But I know it's the first one. I don't think people are quite, and there's a lot going on. Thanksgiving's coming and stuff. But anyway, if you're interested, you should be. When you become interested enough to sign up, just give us a call if you have questions. And like Joann said, invite a friend.
Yeah.
The idea is to meet new friends, but hey, bring some new friends, bring some friends. And
yeah, maybe somebody else will bring a friend, and because we're all about establishing a community of quilters. And so that's how you start
community. That's right. Also, the Bernina Mastery classes, if you've purchased a Bernina machine from what was Bees, the mastery classes start this week. I believe they're Tuesdays. You do have to register. So make sure if you have questions on that. And if you purchased a Bernina elsewhere and you'd still like the mastery class, give us a call. We can make that happen for you. It's a little bit different than the freebie if you bought the machine from us, but we can help you out.
Okay, good.
And then code word. I've had all this time and I didn't think of a code word. So
Black Friday.
Those are 2 words. I thought about it. So how about sale? But you have to say like sale. You have to do it like that.
Okay.
You know how many people said scary when we did that? It was great. So code word is sale. SALE
Okay.
exclamation point. A bunch of exclamation points.
Okay. Do they have to include the exclamation?
Nah, they don't, because they're just saying it. But if you say it with excitement, we'll know that they're there. You know what
Okay.
I mean? All right. I don't think my shirt matches the TM16.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
Good job.
Can't even see it. It's blended in. Okay. I think that's it. You guys have an amazing day. If you have questions on any of the things that we talked about or the techniques, just call us. Come in and see us. We're here to help for real.
That's right.
That's it. That's all I got. So live to create.
Be creative today, but more than that, thank a veteran.
I love that. You guys have an amazing day.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.